Hi, my name is Sherry Forrester. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the manager of marketing communications for 2-in-1 Nova Scotia. This is a high-level overview of the who, what, why, and how of 2-in-1 Nova Scotia. I hope you enjoy. So 2-in-1 is a free and confidential information and referral service that connects people in Nova Scotia to community, nonprofit, and government programs and services. To put it a little bit more simply, when someone is experiencing an unmet human need, they can reach out to 2-in-1 and we'll connect them with resources that serve their community. We do not offer any of these programs or services directly. Instead, we act as a centralized hub for people and service providers to connect to a network of available supports. We are a small, not-for-profit with under 20 people on our team. We're primarily funded by the Government of Nova Scotia, but we also receive funding from the United Way as well as revenue from contracted partnerships. In addition to our service here in Nova Scotia, 2-in-1 services exist across Canada. So why does 2-in-1 exist? We've all had the experience at one time or another where we didn't know where to start with a particular problem, have felt overwhelmed, or have gotten frustrated when calling different organizations or government agencies trying to connect with the correct person. This manifests into different scenarios. One of those scenarios might mean that a person may choose to not seek help because they don't know where to start or believe the help is not available. This is common with people who are new to an area or have received a new medical diagnosis. Another scenario is that a person may give up on finding help out of frustration or lack of resources. Perhaps they have insufficient minutes on their cell phone or don't have access to the internet at home. And the third common scenario is that a person may find help, but the help isn't as complete or well-suited as it could be. An example of this might be that a person needs food support and they've heard about their local food bank, but they live in their car, tent, or couch surfing and don't have proper cooking or storage facilities. We also know that folks working in helping professions are often expected to act as social navigators, meaning that they know all of the resources that are available and have all of the answers to people's problems. This isn't always realistic when it's not your primary focus and often takes time away from core responsibilities. When you reach out to 2-in-1, you are connected with a community resource navigator. Our navigators come from varying employment backgrounds, including teachers, social workers, 911 operators, and youth care workers. They're all required to participate in a 5-week intensive training program that includes how to respond to a contact, using the 2-in-1 database, sexual violence training, trauma-informed approach, crisis intervention, assist training, mental health first aid, and first aid training. This training is crucial to our process because navigators use compassionate inquiry, which for us means they use an empathetic, non-judgmental, and trauma-informed approach to each contact. This is important because our navigators need to quickly build trust with the individual as they complete their needs-based assessment to ensure that they understand both the presenting and underlying needs and are able to provide appropriate resources to the individual. For example, we may have 2 people who reach out for financial assistance, and through the navigator's assessment, they may learn that the first person has recently lost their job, and the second person wants to leave an unsafe situation at home. On the surface, these contacts are asking for similar resources, financial assistance, but they have very different contributing and underlying needs. 2-in-1 Nova Scotia's database has approximately 7,000 records to help address unmet human needs. They include organizations providing direct services that are available to the general public. Private, for-profit, and commercial organizations are typically not included in our database unless they offer a service that is open to the general public and filling a gap. Also, religious organizations are only included in our database if they provide a service without the expectation that a person participates in religious activities or subscribes to their particular beliefs. So 201 Nova Scotia's primary goal is to get folks connected with information and resources to help meet their needs. Because everyone's needs are as unique as they are, the resources in our database range from information to programs and services for people of all ages, backgrounds, abilities, and communities. The categories shown on this slide are a selection of the different topics that 201 Nova Scotia's navigators can assist with. It's a common misconception that 211 is only for folks who are low income, are not comfortable using the internet, or those that are experiencing an emergency situation. But this is not true. 211 is for everyone and anyone who wants to ensure that they are connected and benefiting from all available resources. So 211 Nova Scotia is an internationally accredited organization, which requires us to adhere to strict rules around how the service is conducted, what can be included in the database, and how the information in the database is managed. One of these requirements is for our database team to verify each record in the database each year, as well as on an as-needed basis. This is important because as an information and referral service, the accuracy and credibility of our referrals is central to our reputation. This is also important because the information that our navigators provide can have significant consequences for the people that we serve. For example, if a navigator was to provide a referral to a rural food support resource, only to later realize that the organization had changed their hours to close earlier, the person seeking food support may have to wait several days to meet their needs. So the 211 Nova Scotia website is a self-service tool that can be used as an alternative to reaching out to a community resource navigator when the person is either unable or uninterested in reaching out for support. Web users can navigate many of the same resources as our community resource navigators by using the keyword search or navigating common topics. So there are many different ways that people can interact with 211 Nova Scotia. Our community resource navigators are accessible by telephone, email, text messaging, and web-based chat. Our phones are answered by a trained community resource navigator 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, including holidays and weekends. When you call 211 Nova Scotia, you can also request interpretation service, where an individual joins the call and interprets the conversation in real time. This service is available in over 240 languages and is typically accessed in under a minute during the call. Thank you so much for following along. If you have any questions about the presentation, please get in touch with me, Sherry Forrester, or if you're interested in getting connected to support, please call 211 to reach a community resource navigator. Thanks and take care.